Hey guys, what's up and welcome to Z Reviews. I'm currently filming with the Firefly 8SE and this is going to be the full review. So the Firefly 8SE has quite a few recording modes, but I'm going to focus on the two that really matter, and the first is going to be 4K at 30 FPS and the second is going to be 120 FPS at 1080p. Now I'm going to start with a 4K video at 30 FPS, and I gotta say that the video quality is very good. You get some very nice detail and the color saturation is actually very good as well. You can see here that there are some very nice greens, some very nice primary color saturation, and the dynamic range here is also decent, but then again, this is not a scene that really stresses the dynamic range that much. And to be honest, the detail here is actually better than the Firefly 8S in my opinion, and that's actually fairly high praise. However, this high praise does come with a caveat. And the problem is that you can only achieve this sort of really good quality video under absolutely ideal conditions. So that means you got your perfect lighting and you have absolutely no movement. But what this means, what ideal lighting means is more nuanced than what you might think it is. First of all, you can't just have a lot of light. You actually can't have too much light because too much light actually makes the quality go down. But too little light also makes the quality go down. So you really have to have the perfect amount of light if you want to get a lot of quality and a lot of detail out of the video. And based on what I've tested on this camera, the perfect amount of light is a sunny day, but you're standing and recording in the shade. And the second aspect that you need to achieve in order to get some good video quality is not just you need your perfect amount of light, but you also need to have basically zero movement. If you have zero movement or very little movement, then you can see that the quality of the video here is actually quite insanely good, right? But once you have movement, you'll notice that the quality of the video goes down. I won't go so far as to say that the video artifacts if you move the camera too fast, but I will say that it just looks like the pixels look less resolved than they would in a video where the camera is not moving at all. So you need your two criteria to get some very good video. You need perfect lighting and you need no movement. So that is very difficult to achieve, especially in a GoPro action camera, because you're taking it into every place and you're not going to get ideal lighting all the time and you're not going to be able to get zero movement all the time either. So that actually can be a problem, and I will talk about that later. I'll talk about a few more things. You'll see me set the camera down onto the concrete for a little bit. And I want you to focus the detail on the background. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. You'll notice that there is quite a bit of grain that's not visible even on my 32-inch screen, but it is visible if you zoom in a little bit or if you crop the video in basically any way. So there is grain in this video and that is not very good, but thankfully the grain is fairly hidden, which is nice. Now talking a little bit more about the video quality here. The video here or the camera here cannot take too much dynamic range together in the same shot. So if you're looking at this shot, you'll see that there are some very dark areas, some very bright areas, dark shadows and bright sunlight. And you can see that the video quality looks kind of weird. The outside or the sunlight looks a little bit yellow and the shadows are dark. And the video quality just doesn't look good. And I'm sure many, if not all of you, will agree with me. Not sure what's going on here, but the dynamic range resolution or the resolving of the dynamic range is not very good in this camera. I think it's down to software because it does seem like it can handle it in some areas, but most of the time it really cannot. And now last thing to talk about is the low light performance. The low light here is really not very good either, which is to be expected from action cams that are very cheap. Now let's talk about a couple more things. There is a gyro in this camera and it's only partially successful. I didn't see that much stabilization. It did stabilize the camera a little bit when I was walking and holding it, but it really didn't do that much compared to what you have on a GoPro Hero 6. But then again, the GoPro is like 4 or 5 times the price. So it is still a little bit jerky if you use the gyro. There is also a little bit of barrel distortion and curvature in the video, and that doesn't really bother me that much because it's not that bad, so you don't really have to worry about that. Now talking about the 1080p 120 FPS, detail's actually not that bad. I was surprised by the detail on this because this actually beats out the Media 4K's 120 FPS quality, video quality, which is actually surprising. and the slow motion capture is not bad also. Moving on to the photo quality here. The photo quality here is decent, and again, all the same things apply to the photo quality as it does the video quality. You can only capture some good photo in absolutely perfect lighting conditions, and if you move, you'll notice that the photos come out fairly blurry. So I do see quite a few problems here with the Firefly 8SE, but then again, it is a very, very cheap action camera. And the biggest problem the biggest competitor I see coming to compete with the Firefly 8SE is going to be the Xiaomi Mijia 4K. And basically the major advantage that this camera has over that is that it does have better slow motion recording, and it comes with a whole bunch of accessories when the Mijia 4K comes with basically nothing. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. Be sure to hit like and subscribe. Be sure to hit that little notification button to make sure you're notified of any of the latest videos that come out. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.